Alright, it looks like we're about to have our start very soon. So, this is going to be exciting. Ouch. I expect we're going to be seeing level 18 starts all the way. So allow me to give a brief introduction to both of these players. Corian, this tournament seated at number 1 with a score of 1,096,000, just a couple thousand points away from a 1.1, was your CTWC 2019 runner-up, as well as your CTWC 2018 semi-finalist, is going to be playing SQR, who is qualified with 850,000, seated at number 2, and is your CTWC top 32 contender for 2019. And both of these players have started. Now this is best of 5. Winner, of course, has to win 3 matches in order to have taken the entire tournament. Anyways, 22,000 for both players. Corian and SQR off to a rather good start here. SQR having to burn a little bit more lines than Corian. Corian Tetris ready. And Corian's going to knock down another Tetris. 46,000 for Corian. And SQR for a slight misdrop with the S. Doesn't seem like it's going to be too problematic. Looking for the right piece to burn out just a double. It's going to still have to burn out 2 more lines before they can knock down another Tetris. Corian's going to knock down another Tetris as well. 92,000 going off to an early 2 Tetris lead. However, look, burns out a double now, holding out for a J. Sets up 2 J piece dependencies and gets the pieces for both of them. SQR Tetris ready. Nice adjustment by Corian. Corian just in the lead by just over half a Tetris. SQR Tetris ready. Corian knocks out a triple and a Tetris, putting him in the lead by just under 1 Tetris. 123 to 101. And Corian now still Tetris ready. SQR in the lead by, no longer in the lead. Corian knocked down a Tetris, but so does SQR. Corian in the lead by 1,000 points, so just a single and a little push down points. Corian Tetris ready. SQR Tetris ready. This is what you love to see, some high level Tetris. Corian knocks down a Tetris, extending his lead back to 25,000. SQR running into a slight drought here. It's going to burn down for a triple, keep the stack safe. And it's going to knock down a Tetris, taking the lead. 176 to 173. Corian burns down 2 singles, taking a bite out of the lead, but both players knock down a Tetris. 199 to 197. Corian is in the lead in line, so potentially SQR can score a little bit more than Corian. 222,000 for SQR, 220 for Corian. Both players Tetris ready, and it's going to be a simul Tetris for both players, 245 to 243. Incredibly close matchup right here. Both of these players roughly at identical lines. Corian knocks down a Tetris, 260. Looks like SQR is at 60 lines as well. And they're separated by less than a single. Corian unable to use any of those lines to score a Tetris. Is going to fall behind just by 1 Tetris here, but they're now Tetris ready with that O piece. Going to continue maintain Tetris readiness. Burn down for a safe double and knock down a Tetris. Nice little adjustment there. 294 to 314. Corian now Tetris ready, waiting on the long bar. SQR knocks down a Tetris, 337. Taking just a small 1 Tetris lead up against Corian. Corian just not really getting the too many long bars as opposed to SQR. But Corian is Tetris ready, and so is SQR. SQR knocks down another Tetris, 3 Tetris lead, cut down back to 2 by Corian. 82 lines for SQR and 80 for Corian. So we roughly got 48-ish lines till the transition, in which we'll really see where Corian is going to be able to have more potential to score, as he is a hyper tapper and can build higher than your average Daz player. Anyways, Corian now at 413,000, trailing by just a little bit over half a Tetris. Is now trying to get Tetris ready. Looking for right pieces. Doesn't want to sacrifice a stack just yet, but gets double J's for the tucks. Corian Tetris ready, trailing by Tetris and a half. Holding out for the long bar. Nice T-piece adjustment to accommodate that O. However, SQR 476, massive pace over here by SQR. Corian also with a very respectable pace as well. But Corian's going to have to try and burn this down. He's holding open for the long bar. There it is. Oh no, misdrop by Corian. He's able to open it up very safely though. Just a slight scare for Corian. It's going to burn the stack down. It's going to knock down a Tetris 446,000. Just very slight scare. However, it looks like Corian should be safe here. He's holding out for the next long bar. Trying to avoid building up dependencies and does a great job. Knocks down a Tetris 469 for Corian. 527 for SQR. And now Corian Tetris ready is going to knock down another Tetris. Simul Tetris actually. 550,000 for SQR. Corian at 493. Corian now 8 lines away from the transition. SQR knocks down Tetris. Still does Corian 517 to 572. Can we actually see a 600k transition from SQR up against Corian? Corian already in the 500ks as well. So both players putting up respectable scores. Corian has one more line to burn before he transitions. He's going to go ahead and transition with a triple at 525,000. SQR now Tetris ready. And oh no, SQR is going to transition at 582. Knock down a quick Tetris in the post. And now he's going to have to dig out of this. Needs to be careful. Able to just quick tap that piece over just barely. But now things can get very dangerous for SQR if he's not careful. It's going to burn out a single, burn out a double. Corian has closed the gap. And he's able to get that piece all the way over to the left. The way that he's controlling Daz is absolutely phenomenal. But Corian has closed the gap. 6,000 points separate them. Corian at 155. SQR at 152. SQR now trying to get Tetris ready to start putting some points back on the board. Corian now going into level 22. SQR Tetris ready. SQR holding up for the long bar. Is going to burn a triple. Still holding out for this long bar. Long bar still isn't coming for SQR. Nor is it coming for Corian. We're running into simul droughts here. But Corian finally knocks down Tetris, taking the lead. SQR takes a triple. Now SQR back in burn mode, just wasn't getting any of the pieces, and that drought just took forever before we got the long bar. Corian now taking the lead, 30,000 points in the lead, 691 to 653. Now SQR trying to burn this down to at least get into position where he scored a couple of misdrops. Not necessarily a deadly situation just yet. However, Corian is now at a 60,000 point lead, and we have just about 4 levels left of scoring. And SQR now in a little bit of a trouble. Can he get a long bar? Gets a long bar. It's going to burn out a double. Can he get a piece over to the left, though? That's the important question. And unable to get anything, really. Misses the T-spin. SQR is going to top out at 667,000, but Corian also tops out at 762. So Corian is going to take the game. If SQR might have been able to survive, he might have been able to outlast Corian and just take it. But almost 100,000 point lead for Corian. So he is going to take game 1. Now we're waiting to start game number 2. Those definitely some impressive digs by SQRs and several nice quick taps. And now we got our level 18 start once again by SQR and Corian. Corian taking game one just simply by having a higher score and just barely outlasting SQR. SQR got into a dig and has several misdrops in a row. Looks like he lost Daz and was unable to get it back. But Corian with not necessarily the best pieces to start off here is being forced to already burn down. Corian hoping to get an eyepiece over there to the left. Gets an eyepiece. Could potentially set up for go aggressive here. But doesn't look like that's going aggressive like that is Corian's style. However, SQR is going to take a lead 70,000 to 28,000. Corian now getting up very high. We see what he was able to dig out of earlier in quals. A fantastic dig, arguably 18.5 height. So he definitely has the potential to dig out of this, but he does need some good pieces. Gets a long bar, and then Corian is in a much safer position. However, SQR has built up a 3.5 Tetris lead, and he looks like he's going to keep on going strong. S-Burst did not phase him in the slightest, but he does need a couple more pieces before he can knock down Tetris, and there it is. SQR at 143,000, 100,000 point lead. Corian knocks down a dirty Tetris, putting him at 65,000. Corian off to a rough start here. Well, SQR is definitely capitalizing. Knocks down another Tetris, 166. Corian now almost burned all the way out of this. He's going to take a triple. Not going to try and set up for a Tetris. Get a couple of long bars. Not necessarily the friendliest of timing for those long bars. But now Corian is ready to start scoring Tetrises from your traditional right wheel setup again. But unfortunately gets a lot of unfavorable S pieces. And SQR just maintaining an incredibly clean build. SQR now having a healthy lead here. Could, if he can keep this lead up until transition, Corian's definitely going to have his work cut out for him. However, Corian has been able to come back from worse deficits before. SQR now Tetris ready. Lovely pieces to go in the middle. That's going to be another Tetris for SQR. 240,000 to 112,000. Corian just appears to be going through a suffer game right now. SQR knocks down another Tetris. 265,000 for SQR. However, SQR is being forced to do a slight amount of burning. It looks like we might actually see him go for a column 9. Very nice setup in a column 9 and the well transfer for SQR. Corian at 138,000, trailing by 128,000 now after that Tetris. So SQR really took advantage of that moment Corian was digging at the beginning of the game. And he's continued to press on 312,000 for SQR. SQR Tetris ready. And another Tetris for SQR, 335,000. Corian's starting to get up a little bit high once again. Holding out a little bit too long for this eyepiece, and it never came. He needs to get a piece over to the left. He needs to find some way to just burn this down. Stay alive. And, ooh, these pieces aren't doing Corian any favors. He can burn out one more and get Tetris ready. Corian just needs to find some way to burn this all down. Once again, back into another high survival. Lays the eye flag, gets the eyepiece all the way over to the left. Burns out a single, opens up the well with the eyepiece, and goes ahead and burns a triple to keep it safe. And Corian, once again, making a massive survival, is going to knock down another Tetris, putting him at 202,000. Now he trails by 169,000. Really, SQR is just being so efficient and taking advantage of every single moment that Corian is digging. However, Corian definitely not to be discredited, pulling off some amazing survival. 399,000 for SQR, 247,000 for Corian. Corian knocks down another Tetris, 270,000. We might actually see a high to possibly high 300, low 400 for Corian. Meanwhile, SQR is on pace for another 600k transition. Or not necessarily another, but a close 600k transition as long as he keeps this up. It's going to knock down Tetris, put him up to 112, 447,000 for SQR. Definitely possible for a 500K or mid 500. And Corian just once again getting unfavorable pieces and now is forced to dig to get Tetris ready. Corian just really suffering this game. Sets up a long bar dependency, fills it in, burns off a single, or no, a double. Is going to just try and get his stack ready before transition, trailing by 167,000, now 190,000 points. Truly an insane deficit. But if it's anyone that can come back from such a deficit of such magnitude, it is Corian. 539,000 for SQR, 331,000 Corian transitions. He's Tetris ready. Some of the lowest transition scores I've ever seen Corian score in a classic Tetris match. Corian did knock down a post-transition Tetris. And, ooh, missed T-spin over there by SQR. SQR is starting to transition off with digging, so Corian can utilize this opportunity just like SQR did at the beginning of the set. Corian knocks down a Tetris. 391, knocking down the lead just a little bit. Only 150,000 deficit now. And looks like he's going to burn now. Perfect triple. Gets a O piece. Not necessarily problematic. And now Corian's clean. SQR running into a little bit of trouble here. Needs to get a piece over to the left. Not sure if he can do it. SQR is going to top out at 555,000. Corian at 429. Gaining fast. Only down by 126,000. Now Corian trying to get Tetris ready. Tetris ready now. Corian can easily take this game. Burns down for a triple. Passes up on a Tetris. Burns down for another triple. And it looks like Corian might be just taking a safe approach to this. He is down by only 100,000 points, so no need to go super aggressive. He has just about 5 levels where he can score this, and even if it need be, score just a couple of lines in kill screen. It looks like Corian's going for a more safer approach. Or at least just trying to survive. Looking for some good pieces to burn down. RNG's giving it to him. And Corian's clean. 90,000 points away. 3 Tetrises and change should do it. Corian's Tetris ready. Wait on the next long bar. There's one Tetris. 57,000 for Corian at level 25. Now Corian now getting a couple of rough pieces here. Sets up a dirty Tetris and gets the dirty Tetris. 1 Tetris away. Starting to look a little bit scary for Corian. He's just going to burn this down. He can easily line this out. He just needs 18,000 points. 10,000 points now. 2,000 points now. Doesn't have to finish this with a Tetris. But it looks like he's going to do exactly that. Will he get droughted? No, he's just going to go ahead and take the double, and that's it. Corian takes game 2. Already taking an early 2-0 lead up against SQR. After being down by almost 200,000 points, Corian just simply outlasted SQR and was able to pull off the comeback. If SQR had lasted maybe a couple more levels while scoring Tetrises, he could have made it to where it was impossible for Corian to come back. This is the finals, 5-star FIFA. The finals between SQR and Corian. And we got our start to game number 3. Important game for SQR. SQR has really been on fire tonight in the pre-transition, but the post-transition just can't put two pieces together to the puzzle. And Corian has been burning him there every single time. But now he has to if he wants to at least avoid being reverse swept. Or not necessarily reverse swept, but avoid being swept. And it's his chance to potentially start pulling off his own reverse sweep. Anyways, SQR currently in a slight lead of 1,000 points. Corian misses the L spin there. It's going to cost Corian a couple lines. Meanwhile, SQR is using this opportunity to take a slight lead, similar to what we saw in games 2 and 3. Anytime Corian got in the dig, SQR took advantage. His 18 stacking is incredibly clean over the past few games, so we shouldn't see any difference, at least in this game, as long as the pieces allow it. SQR now playing a little bit safe, is going to knock down Tetris, taking back the lead. Doesn't opt to get Tetris ready with the long bar, interestingly enough. Still has to burn off a single. However, Corian knocks down a Tetris. 82,000 for Corian, 80,000 for SQR. SQR burns down a double and is in the lead by 58 pushdown points. And nice delay burn set up by SQR. Just in time for that long bar. Knocks down a Tetris 107 to 107. Separated by a couple hundred points. SQR knocks down a Tetris. Now Corian waiting on the long bar. Gets a long bar. Only has to burn 2 lines as a result of it. Now just waiting on the next long bar. And there it is. There's going to be a Tetris for Corian taking the lead by 1,000 points. SQR having to burn out 4 lines. But they are Tetris ready. But so is Corian. Corian knocks down Tetris, taking the lead. 21,000 points ahead is Corian. Knocks down another Tetris, 177 to 157. And it seems like this time Corian is in the lead here. Contrary to what we've seen in previous games, generally it would be SQR the ones in the lead. Now Corian's now playing a lot more efficient. Corian knocks down a Tetris, and so does SQR. So 202,000 for Corian, 184,000 for SQR. SQR looking for preferably a S or a T piece. Gets both the S and T piece, plus another S, and both players Tetris ready. Just waiting on the long bar. SQR burns a double and knocks down a Tetris 208. Corian at 247. Just about a 2 Tetris lead for Corian. SQR Tetris ready. And SQR knocks down Tetris 234. Corian at 273. So Corian maintaining his just about 2 Tetris lead. SQR just unable to find a solid foothold in order to start coming back. And is having to burn more and more lines. And makes an adjustment there. It's going to cost him a couple more lines. Meanwhile, Corian is clean. Does need... Ooh, Corian now sets up just a slight center wheel dependency. But opens it right back up. Meanwhile, SQR, with the refusal to make 1 burn, is now stuck burning a couple more lines. Is now falling behind just about 3 Tetrises. SQR now looking for the right pieces to potentially start scoring again. But they're just not falling for him. And not sure if that L placement was accidental. But SQR set up for a dirty Tetris and gets the well transfer with the dirty Tetris. However, he trails by 3.5 Tetrises. 348,000 for Corian, 271,000 for SQR. SQR and Corian both knocked down Tetrises, 294 to 372. $317 now for SQR. Corian, Tetris ready. Knocks down a Tetris. And ooh, slight adjustment over there by SQR. Looks like it might have been accidental. It could be dangerous. And ooh, Z burst. A rather peculiar timing for a Z burst. However, he's going to burn this all out. SQR is now Tetris ready. Corian knocks down a Tetris, almost 100,000 point lead. And we have 24 lines away till the transition for Corian. And SQR is going to have to outscore Corian in the post-transition now. So we see SQR now put in a position where he is going to have to get level 19 to click for him, in hopes that Corian tops out early. SQR now trying to get Tetris ready. Corian almost 100,000 point lead. Tetris ready as well. SQR sets up a long bar dependency over there in column 8. Long bar dependency could be deadly. Is he going to get the long bar for it? Doesn't get it. Now he's being forced to burn down. Holding out for the right pieces, and they're just not coming. SQR playing too aggressive. Holding out for just the right pieces, and it looks like SQR is not going to be able to do anything about it. SQR is going to top it at 382,000, allowing Corian to take the finals and be your CTWC Japan Light Champion. Alright, I'm gonna send you guys over to the main Classic Tetris channel because I'm exhausted. Vince, Trey, and Adam, thank you guys for giving me the chance to commentate the English commentary for Classic Tetris World Championships Japan Light. Thank you everyone for watching me do commentary. Go show some love to the players. Oh, haha. I forgot. 1 second. There we go. All right, I'm done, everyone. Later.